A hidden military army would be terrifying if it emerged from under the ice. DNA of unknown creatures, advanced flying saucers, and entrances to another world deep within the Earth. And most dangerously, viruses that threaten the entire human race. This is what the harshest spot on planet Earth hides: the secret of Antarctica. In this episode, we will go to the ends of the Earth and present the secrets and legends of Antarctica, the most remote place on planet Earth. A large percentage of whose lands remain mysterious and undiscovered to this day. Together we will talk about, first, the legend of forbidden love that may have ignited the mystery of mysterious Antarctica. Second, the truth about the story of Hitler's failure to die and his escape to Antarctica. And third, the dangerous discovery announced by American Admiral Richard Byrd. It is extremely frightening. The mystery of this continent is attributed to a forbidden love story dating back hundreds of years. It is said that long ago, an American traveler who loved traveling around the world fell in love with an extremely beautiful princess in the Turkish city of Istanbul when he stopped there on one of his trips. However, their love was met with an unprecedented rejection from the princess's parents, a harsh rejection that broke the hearts of the two lovers. However, on the day the young man decided to leave Istanbul, his beloved took him to the room in the palace that everyone wished to enter, the room of treasures and precious jewels. She asked him to choose a gift that would be a memory for him for the rest of his life. What do you think the young man chose? A crown? A ruby and diamond ring? Or gold coins? No, he didn't choose any of the precious things that came to mind. You'll be surprised when I tell you that the young man chose a very old map that he found in a box. Here lies the exciting part of the story. In 1952, this map was found with a sailor. After sending it to a number of historians to investigate its contents, they found something completely unexpected. The map dates back to 1513 and was written by the Turkish Admiral Piri Reis and is part of a collection of maps dating back 2,000 years. It shows the Americas, Africa, and Antarctica. What's so strange about that, you might ask? This map depicts the South Pole with all its bays and mountains in an accurate manner. Note that all these details were not identified and mapped by cartographers and topographers until modern times. The second interesting point is that the mapping process appears to have been conducted remotely or from space, in the same way that it is done today, using artificial graves and aircraft. This begs the question, how were these ancients able to determine all these details with the same precision and detail we see today? Strange. So what is Antarctica? Where is it located? And what makes it such an important mystery? Antarctica, also known as the South Pole, is located in the southern hemisphere. It is the largest desert in the world, covering over 13 million square kilometers. Yes, 13 million. Why is it considered a desert? Because of its dryness, lack of rainfall, and scarce, if not non-existent, plant and animal life. Antarctica includes highly active volcanoes, mountains, and valleys. The vast lands beyond the towering mountains have remained a mystery to major powers, scientists, and geologists. Only a small percentage of this vast continent has been explored due to its extremely harsh climate. What do you think these lands contain that everyone dreams of discovering? What is striking about the southern continent is that, for an unknown reason, there are no time zones. Researchers there live according to their own time zone or calculate time from the moment they arrive. Before delving into the mysteries of this barren, frozen continent, it is necessary to shed light on the treaty signed by major powers in 1959, known as the Antarctic Treaty, during which a document was signed in which the countries pledged not to claim ownership of any part of the frozen continent, allowing all countries to conduct peaceful scientific research. The interesting clause in this treaty is the country's pledge not to extract minerals from the continent for 50 years. Yes, this clause has expired, which makes us wonder what drives the great powers to race to control the continent if it is just a barren, frozen continent. And what is the story of this mineral whose extraction was prohibited? We will discover this with the passage of time. Now, let us discover together the myths and secrets of this continent, over which the countries of the world and the most important scientific missions compete. The first myth: the continent is home to strange creatures that we are not aware of. Scientists have discovered DNA in the caves of the frozen continent that is foreign to all the DNA known to humanity. This means that we may not be alone on this planet. Isn't that so? No one knows. The second myth: a terrifying sea creature lives in Antarctica. Its image was captured by Google Earth, and its image sparked widespread controversy, as some attributed the image to the legendary Kraken. What is the Kraken? Well, the Kraken is a legendary monster in Norwegian folklore. It is said to have a back 1.5 kilometers long, a body that appears above the sea like an island, and its arms are long enough to wrap around the largest ship. According to legend, the Kraken lurks in the deep recesses somewhere in the depths of the sea, waiting for the right moment to rise above the water and strike fear into the hearts of men. Creepy, isn't it? To continue, some believed that the photo was of a kraken, while others attributed it to a giant whale. The third and controversial belief is that this photo is of an alien. What do you think? Is this true? Possibly. The third myth is the myth of the ancient city. This myth says that humans once lived in Antarctica. What do you think it is based on? This myth is based on images taken from outer space, showing the remains of a city about 1 kilometer deep under the ice. This is in addition to images of 3 pyramids on the continent, one of which can be clearly seen when approaching the coast. The fourth myth is the underground military bases. Thanks to technological advancements, scientists have been able to photograph 2 large entrances near the coast. Some believe that these 2 entrances were created by nature, while others believe that they are entrances to military bases established by the Nazi government during World War II under the surface of Antarctica. We will discuss this in detail later in the episode. The fifth myth is the legendary lost city of Atlantis, the advanced city that scientists are still searching for to this day. Now, are you ready for the big surprise? Antarctica is the final refuge of Nazi leader Adolf Hitler. Yes, this is an incredible story and one of the most controversial myths. Some researchers deny the truth of Hitler's suicide at the end of World War II, believing that the and his entourage fled Europe and took refuge somewhere among the ice of Antarctica. Here are the details. Germany's plan to establish a permanent base in Antarctica began in 1938. Initially, regular ships were organized between Germany and Antarctica, and mining equipment, railways, electric locomotives, wagons, tractors, and milling cutters for cutting tunnels in the rock mass were transported to the region to build a base in Antarctica. With the outbreak of World War II, the Third Reich began using submarines to transport everything. Base 211 was established, ensuring the Nazis a permanent presence on the barren, frozen continent, housing a large number of scientists, engineers, and highly skilled workers. What supported the theory that Hitler established a secret military base in Antarctica and fled there after his defeat in World War II? It is said that during the World War, 54 German submarines disappeared without a trace, and weapons, equipment, documents, and supplies were removed, their fate still unknown. In addition, strange behavior was recorded from the Nazi Navy in the Antarctic region, which did not allow anyone to enter, not even whalers. What may further confirm this theory is that an analysis of the secret archives of the German SS revealed that the Reich's submarine fleet had discovered an entire system of interconnected caves with warm air. They discovered a paradise beneath the vast ice. So, what do you think? Did Hitler really escape to Antarctica and establish a secret base there? No one knows. The Hitler myth takes us to a fact put forward by U.S. Admiral Richard Byrd. After the official end of World War II, Operation High Jump was launched to explore Antarctica. A U.S. Navy fleet headed to Antarctica, led by Admiral Richard Byrd. The fleet included warships, submarines, aircraft carriers, and even helicopters. The crew consisted of 400 people. Remarkably, although the United States announced that the expedition was for scientific purposes, Admiral Byrd stated that it was of a military nature, without providing any additional details. After the American fleet arrived in Antarctica, strong winds blew, and the unexpected occurred. The expedition, which was scheduled to last 5 months, was canceled after only 2 months. What do you think caused a military expedition to be canceled so quickly and in such complete secrecy? Well, it is said that the main reason for the expedition's termination was the deadly fear that crept into the crew's hearts, keeping what happened under wraps. But a few weeks later, a high-ranking Russian military officer announced that he knew the reason for the mission's suspension. Take a deep breath and prepare for what I am about to tell you now. It is said that the expedition was subjected to a fatal attack, resulting in the deaths of many soldiers, the disappearance of aircraft, and the destruction of ships. Another statement by Admiral Byrd revealed an even greater surprise when he said that if another war broke out, the United States would be surprised by invincible soldiers from the interior of the Earth who could fly at extremely high speeds from one pole to the other. What will leave you in complete amazement is the following. It is said that the American expedition discovered an entrance to the interior of the Earth at the pole and found flying saucers. Not only that, but it also engaged in a confrontation with one of the saucers. Unbelievable. Do you think there is advanced technology on Earth that we are unaware of? Is this why do you think countries are seeking to control and explore the South Pole? No one knows. However, what is certain about Antarctica is one terrifying fact that could end all of humanity. Yes, it is that dangerous. Dangerous, dormant viruses have been discovered trapped within the ice of the frozen continent, viruses to which we humans have no immunity at all. You think this discovery is not a cause for concern because the viruses are frozen. Think again. According to scientists, these viruses could pose a deadly threat to humanity due to global warming and could cause an unprecedented pandemic. Therefore, they took this matter seriously and tried to collect as many unknown viruses as possible in an attempt to find an antidote, especially since, after studying the viruses, it was found that some of them were able to reproduce and awaken after the ice thawed. Terrifying. So, Antarctica hides countless secrets and mysteries. With technological advancements, it has become difficult for the largest countries to hide what is discovered on the lands of the largest desert in the world. Will the coming days draw the curtain on a truth that will shake everything we know about this land and what is on it? Are there really secret bases deep within it, and more advanced creatures among us? No one knows. Antarctica is a continent of mystery. If you liked this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel.